This presentation explores the architecture of the mind, how guilt and the belief in sin shape perception, and how forgiveness dismantles that structure. Our aim is educational, to map the journey from inner conflict to a state of clarity where the mind remembers its original innocence. Here, we see the altar of the mind obscured by guilt. Its foundation is a world built on punishment and death. At the center lies the guilty secret, the belief we have broken with our source. The mind then projects this terror outward, forming a dark world that seems to confirm its fears. The mind can rise through 3 layers of perception. At the lowest level, the ego's illusion is dominated by fear and sacrifice. Through the bridge of forgiveness, the past is unlearned and the mad idea is exposed. At the summit is the real world, where perception is cleansed and sin is gone. Perception hinges on a core choice: to see sin or to see error. The ego treats sin as arrogant, irreversible, and deserving death. The Holy Spirit views the same act as a correctable mistake. This shift in interpretation, from condemnation to correction, determines whether we experience fear or peace. The ego defends the concept of sin as its strongest fortress. Guilt is attractive because it convinces the mind that sin is real and demands punishment. In this mindset, light appears dangerous. The ego uses the belief in sin as armor, keeping the mind afraid to question its own judgments. Forgiveness follows a clear dynamic. First, we acknowledge the illusion of guilt without fear. Second, we offer a little willingness to have our perceptions changed. Third, sin is retranslated as simple error. Finally, guiltlessness is restored, and this cycle repeats until our perception is fully healed. The holy instant is a gap in time where guilt cannot operate. By releasing attachment to the past's grievances and the future's fear of punishment, the mind stands in a clean, present moment. In this instant, communication with God is renewed, and the chain of guilt is quietly broken. The special relationship is the ego's attempt to find union while preserving separation. It relies on fantasy rather than truth, seeking specialness through guilt and projection. The result is a closed system of sacrifice and isolation, in which the real, shared identity of both people is concealed. A holy relationship reframes purpose. 2 minds shift from mutual guilt to mutual release, joining in a shared goal of truth. Each mind is reborn as it refuses to place guilt on the other. In this overlap, where sin once seemed to be, communication is open and no substitutes for love are allowed. Forgiveness is not abstract. It is a mechanism that literally changes how we see. As we forgive, the real world becomes visible, quietly spanning the chaos. Perception brightens. We recognize innocence everywhere and uncover the hidden spark of beauty in all things. The journey proves to be awakening. The circle of atonement begins with recognizing our own absolute innocence. From there, we extend that innocence to one relationship, forming the first ring. As we release more people from guilt, the circle widens to include everyone. In doing so, we learn our innocence by giving it away. When the mind is unhindered by guilt, the memory of God returns naturally. Forgiveness does not create truth. It simply clears away what is false. Once perception is fully cleansed, our work is complete, and God takes the final step. In that state, only the memory of God remains in awareness.